Assalamu alaikum and welcome to my channel. In today's video, we'll delve into one of the most talked about stories of our time, Syria's new leader. This is a story about a man with two names, two identities, and possibly two futures. It's the story of Ahmed al-Sharaa, also known by his nom de guerre, Abu Mohammed al-Jolani. Who is he, really? Is he a reformed leader aiming to rebuild Syria, or is this just another chapter in a complex and controversial history? Let's take a closer look at the man who has dominated the headlines and is now standing at the center of Syria's future. To understand this transformation, we have to start from the beginning. Ahmed al-Sharaa was born into a progressive family in Damascus. He grew up in a comfortable household in a prosperous neighborhood and pursued medical studies, showing promise as a young professional. But over 20 years ago, Ahmed al-Sharaa disappeared. In his place emerged Abu Mohammed al-Jolani, a militant leader with a reputation for fighting in some of the most dangerous and volatile conflicts in the region. Jolani joined the insurgency in Iraq, fighting against U.S. forces between 2003 and 2006. He was captured and spent 5 years in detention, during which his ideology hardened. When Syria erupted into civil war in 2011, Jolani returned to his homeland. Initially affiliated with the Islamic State, IS, he played a critical role in establishing its foothold in Syria. However, ideological differences soon caused a split, and Jolani aligned himself with al-Qaeda instead. Over time, he rose to prominence as the leader of Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, HTS, a powerful Islamist group that took control of Syria's northwestern enclave of Idlib. For years, Jolani was synonymous with extremism, governing millions of Syrians under HTS's strict rule. But his recent actions suggest a dramatic shift. Last month, Jolani led a rebel coalition on a lightning 12-day campaign that resulted in the fall of Damascus and the collapse of the Assad regime. What's even more surprising is that upon entering Damascus, Jolani dropped his nom de guerre and reclaimed his birth name, Ahmed al-Sharaa. This decision has sparked intense debate. Is this transformation genuine? Is Jolani truly gone, leaving behind only Ahmed al-Sharaa? Or is this a calculated move designed to consolidate power and gain legitimacy on the global stage? Let's examine the evidence. When Sharaa entered Damascus, he addressed a crowd at the historic Umayyad Mosque, one of the most significant landmarks in the Islamic world. Wearing a plain green military uniform, he spoke of the moment as a victory for the Syrian people and the broader Islamic nation. He called for reflection, unity, and prayer, emphasizing the need to rebuild a nation shattered by years of conflict. In Aleppo, one of the first cities captured by the rebel coalition, Sharaa's forces offered amnesty to regime soldiers. They went door to door to reassure Christian residents of their safety and sent messages of solidarity to Kurdish communities. These actions stand in stark contrast to the brutal tactics often associated with HTS in the past. Sharaa himself reportedly led to diplomatic efforts to secure key towns through negotiations with Ismaili Shia leaders, avoiding unnecessary bloodshed. Shiraz Maher, an expert on extremist Islam at King's College London, suggests that Shara's transformation is part of a larger journey. According to Maher, Sharaa has moved away from the hardline jihadist ideology that defined his earlier years. In Idlib, he developed what Maher describes as a pragmatic theology, focusing on local governance and the well-being of Syria's people rather than global jihad. However, not everyone is convinced. Some analysts argue that Shara's moderation is merely a facade. They point out that HTS still includes radical elements, including veteran extremists from Central Asia. Critics warn that Shara's leadership could evolve into what some call Taliban-light, a form of governance that blends conservative Islamist principles with a veneer of inclusivity and reform. The international community remains divided. Sharaa is still designated as a terrorist by the US, the UK, and other countries. His efforts to signal a break from his militant past are viewed with skepticism by many. During a recent interview with CNN, a flag associated with jihadist groups was spotted alongside the flag of the Syrian revolution in the background. This detail has fueled concerns that Shara's transformation may be more about optics than substance. Despite these reservations, Sharaa has taken significant steps to project a new image. His decision to abandon his nom de guerre, Abu Mohammed al-Jolani, is symbolic on multiple levels. Not only does it mark a break from his past, but it also signals a shift in priorities. The name Jolani, derived from the Golan Heights, carried connotations of jihad and resistance against Israel's occupation of the area. Dropping it suggests that Sharaa's focus is now firmly on Syria's internal challenges rather than external conflicts. The challenges facing Sharaa are immense. Syria's economy is in ruins, with widespread poverty, unemployment, and millions of refugees longing to return home. The nation's infrastructure has been decimated by years of war, and rebuilding will require significant resources and international cooperation. Moreover, uniting Syria's fractured population will be no small feat. The country is deeply divided along ethnic, religious, and sectarian lines. Sharaa's efforts to engage diverse communities, Christians, Kurds, and Shia Muslims, are a step in the right direction, but trust will take time to build. Sharaa's leadership style also raises questions. While his plain uniform symbolizes a break from the ostentation of traditional Middle Eastern rulers, his governance in Idlib was marked by an authoritarian streak. Dissidents were treated harshly and personal freedoms were often curtailed. Observers worry that this pattern could continue, even as Sharaa adopts a more moderate public image. For Syrians, the stakes couldn't be higher. After more than a decade of conflict, they are desperate for peace, stability, and a government that prioritizes their needs. Sharaa's ability to deliver on these expectations will determine whether he is remembered as a unifier or as a ruler whose promises of reform were little more than rhetoric. The international community also has a role to play. Regional powers and global actors must decide whether to engage with Sharaa's government or maintain their distance. This decision will have far-reaching implications, not just for Syria, but for the broader Middle East. As we examine the story of Ahmed al-Sharaa, we are reminded of the complexities of leadership in a war-torn nation. His transformation from a militant leader to a political figure is both intriguing and controversial. Whether Sharaa can truly leave his past behind and lead Syria toward a brighter future remains an open question. Thank you for watching today's video. If you found this discussion informative, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel for more insights on global events and politics. Let me know in the comments your thoughts about Ahmed al-Sharaa and Syria's future. Do you think he has genuinely changed, or is this just another chapter in his story? Until next time, assalamu alaikum and take care.